Hello guys, a very good morning to one and all present here. This is Amrit Kaur welcoming all of you to the platform Adult 24/7 English medium channel and regulatory bodies and SO 24/7. I can see Haryanvi backbencher study. Wow, what a name. And Santosh T. Hegri over here. And onto my this channel I have Preeti, Bagban, Santosh, Era and Princey. All my old students are here with me today. Great to see all of you guys. I hope you all are staying safe and having a really good start of the day with this particular session of ours. So again, this session is not only just concisely related to your reading, but your vocabulary, your errors, your grammatical things, your reading, your keywords, and so much more is available over here. I am sure you guys are much aware of the things that how we will be proceeding things over here. Okay, so am I visible and audible to each one of you? Shall we begin the session? Success. Simply I have written it success. Please go get it. Nobody will come to you and hand over success into your hands. Do you all believe in this fact? Nobody will come to you. So we have to go and get this particular thing. So do it now, because sometimes this later thing becomes never, and that later never ever comes in our lives. This never come in our lives, right guys? Alright, so I am sure you all are aware of this particular schedule which we're taking up 8, 11, 1 and 4. Probably you all are aware. So any new students, please do a screenshot of this particular page, because this is very important to understand. I have planned, I have done a lot of research that why all these sessions are important, why vocabulary, why this, and instead of this I am running one grammar series for all of you, which is again very important guys. I'm sure you must be aware of 120 grammar rules. You must have seen the videos and all. So I have launched a specific series. Guys, of course, I won't be doing 120 series in just one day. So I have planned it in such a way that I'll be taking up good 8 to 10 rules over there. हम रोज के रोज 8 या 10 rules उसमें करेंगे, 8 to 10 probably, and we will be learning and revising them both with the examples, with the meanings, with the proper clarification of each and every rule to my each dear student. Hello Yuvraj. Successful हो जाओगे तो neighbor और relative जलते. So it's good, no? Let them be like that. It's good. You do your own part. Clear guys, shall we move forward? Alright, so this will be the coverage. If we talk about the quote, if we talk about some revision words, some one word substitution, phrasal verbs, idioms and phrases, the editorial vocabulary and the analysis. The first word here in front of you is adherence. Now adherence, you remember yesterday also this word was there in our article, to adhere the laws. Means when I talk to you about the obeying of the laws. Have you all shared the session guys? See, I should not say you again and again. I should not repeat this thing. You are now more mature. You are aware that how you have to share the session, when you have to share the session. You have to write one line each, while you are not only just sharing and dropping a link to the other groups. Write one line, join the session, it is live. Or to know better about the vocabulary, better about the reading, join the session. Perfect. So moving from here, this says adherence. Adherence means when you talk about some obeyance, when you obey, obeyance. Now avert, when you have to prevent something unpleasant, some unpleasant thing has happened. Now you have to prevent. So to prevent something unpleasant is called averted here. The next one is anticipation. Again, very simple words, but then they have been asked in the editorial, in the passage many a times. When I talk to you guys about anticipation, means when you anticipate things. So when you presume things, when you think, but actually they are not happening like that. Santosh T. Hegri, Haryanvi, are you able to understand? Bache, are you there with me over here? Because I cannot see that you guys are putting up the messages talking about the other channel. You have to put a thumbs up to me saying yes ma'am, we can see you, hear you well, because I've got the messages from here, from English medium channel. Alright, so here anticipation, when you try to predict something, when you just presume something, you probably think by your own self that this is the consequence, this is the result, this is what is something which is happening. So self-assuming something is called presuming or anticipating. So you expect, foresee, predict and prophecy. आप खुद ब खुद वो सोच लेते हैं, actually it is not happening, right? Actually it is not the same way. When I say reliant means you are dependent on somebody. When you rely on someone, you are dependent on someone. Clarity to all of you. Vishal Ganwani, very good morning. Very good morning. Clear guys? Reliant, confident, dependent, susceptible and subservient. याद भी रहेगा ये words कि नहीं? We have done these words. It is not that I'm taking these words for the first time for all of you guys. You have to put a thumbs up and put one word each. क्लियर रहेगा बच्चे? याद जल्दी से क्विकली थम्स अप. हम सो रहे थे, लेट हो गए. ओम नमः शिवाय सभी को, मैम आपको भी. अरे वाह, ओके. ओम नमः शिवाय. वाह वाह. Yuvraj is saying, ma'am, I think Yuvraj, you are not energetic today. I am full of energy today. I am full of, because see guys, these are not just some new words. We have already done these words. We have already read these words somewhere or the other in the article, in my 1 p.m. session, and you all are quite old students guys. I see, you all know me well. My part is to make the things very clear to you. Apart from that, I will make sure with learning the revision is there, and also you are not putting up any words. It is only me who's saying the words. No one amongst you have written any word over here. Blistering means savage, means when something is very fierce, when something is very powerful. It's called blistering. Fierce is powerful. You all know that, right? Assertive, very forceful, very self-confident. You assert few things, means when you're very confident, when you're very self-confident over here. Clear to everyone? Okay. Adumbrate. Now adumbrate, what do you mean by this? When you try to outline something, when you try to darken, foreshadow, outline or darken something, that is called adumbrate. Chetan Bhaikat, I am new in the class, ma'am. Very good. Good morning, Shane. Good morning. Clear, bache, to everyone till here? So adumbrate, when you say the setting sun adumbrates the bridge to create a scenic view. Now the setting sun obviously creates some darkening effects. When the sun is setting, dark will come, and of course the light will go. This is a scientific phenomenon over here. So the setting sun adumbrates the bridge to create a scenic view. So when the sun is setting, and and of course the alternate wave. So when the moon is going and the sun is coming, again dark and light, that particular time gives us a very scenic view, very beautiful view. Clear guys? I can see Milan also, Milan Sanga. Quickly share the session, it is very important. Now we will be revising these words, whichever words we have done. So whosoever, जो भी नई बच्चे आए हैं, you can also revise the words which we have just covered in the session. Clear hai sabhi ko? Perfect. So first word we did here was bache adherence, or called adhere. So when you adhere some rules or laws, means you obey some rules or laws, right? So this is called adherence or adhere. जिसको आप क्या बोलते हैं? To obey. So when you talk about the word obey, obedience and obedience, all these words are called adherence. Clarity. Next word is averted, to prevent something unpleasant. कुछ unpleasant होने से बचाने के लिए you will say averted. Right. Averted. Any doubts to anyone? Vishal Gangwani, are you there? I can't see you, बच्चे. Vishal, Amprinsi, Haryanvi, Santosh. Are you all there? Put up a thumbs up. Yes, ma'am, we are there. Averted. Again, anticipate when you predict. Khud se you're putting up some results, you're getting some conclusions. Nobody told you, but you are just presuming. So you are just anticipating. Reliant when you are dependent. I am quite reliant on my parents. I am quite dependent on my parents. Right? Blistering is again very fierce, very powerful. Right? Vishal, share the session. Princey, share the session quickly. So, antonym here would be something, of course, which is very mild. There was a blistering attack, very powerful attack on the government's transport policy, very fierceful, right? Powerful attack. Assertive is again something which is very self-confident. Something very self-confident here is called assertive. Adumbrate, to darken, to foreshadow, to outline. All these words are called here adumbrate. Only two options. One is like this, the other one is like this. There is no call बीच में कि मैम ठीक ठीक है. And the idiom for the day is bite off more than you can chew. Try to take on the task too big for oneself. Now guys, after this we'll be moving on to the article, and the best part of the day is the article reading, because in this article we are reading each and every line with each and every meaning. So this is the in-depth analysis which we are doing of the newspaper. Each and every line will be very clear, with the meanings, with how they are related, how they are connected, what part of speech is there in the sentence, what is the subject verb agreement, the article or the other grammatical things, which tense, which narration, which voice has been used. We'll be figuring out all those things in just the article, in that article. Are you all excited? Quickly tell me. So when I say to try to take on a task too big for oneself, किसी के लिए जब कोई task बहुत बड़ा हो, so that task which is too big for oneself. For me, some task is very big, so it will be bite off more than I can chew. Clarity to all of you. Any questions coming to your mind? Come up. When I say phrasal verb, the first phrasal verb here is pass out, to become unconscious for a short period of time. I hope this is clear to everyone. So when we discuss about the article today, the article reading today, we have two sorts of article today here in the paper. One says, the first one says, narrow view on the Supreme Court's PMLA verdict. The Supreme Court verdict on the, you all know what is verdict now. I don't have to tell you about this. We've been doing this word. You will come up with a word called verdict now, right? Come up. So when I say narrow view, so narrow is what? The opposite of narrow is what? Broad. So when something is very broad, मतलब बड़ी सोच, narrow view, छोटा view, right? So narrow view here on the Supreme Court's PMLA verdict. The Supreme Court verdict on the Prevention of Money Laundering Acts fails to protect the personal liberty from the draconian provisions. What do you understand by this particular article? We will not just be reading the article, you know how we do it. Please take your time, read it and make yourself understand the heading first of all. Tell me please. Very good. The Supreme Court verdict, come up with verdict, I will not tell you. We have done it 100 times. Come up with verdict. Excellent, Yuvraj. Excellent. On the court's PMLA verdict means court's judgment. What is the court's judgment over here? Right? Now this is talking about the Supreme Court verdict on what? On the Prevention of Money Laundering Act fails to protect the personal liberty from the draconian provisions. Draconian here means from the harsh provisions. Clarity? Very good, ma'am. Here it is stating the verdict failed to protect people. Here it is saying the verdict failed to protect the people. Draconian I have written, Preeti, here. Harsh. Draconian provisions, some harsh provisions over here. Clear to everyone? Shall we understand the meaning now? So my dear, here I can see Vishal Gangwani, bache, verdict is a judgment. Verdict is some sort of judgment done by the court. Court sends the verdict, court sends the judgment, right? And you can say the decision of the court. So the verdict, the decision, the judgment, right? Findings, whatever is the court coming up with the verdict is all these things I have told you. Perfect till here. Moving forward. The other one here is much needed bailout on the 1.64 lakhs crore lifelines. So 1 crore 64 lakhs. No, it is 164 lakh crore lifelines to BSNL. Okay, much needed bailout. Talking about the bails, talking about the BSNL. You all know BSNL is what? Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited. It is very clearly given here. Needs state help. So this BSNL needs a state help now. For what? To fulfill its social role in the rural areas and in the disaster relief. So this needs a state help. Now state help is required for what purpose? The purpose for the state help is to fulfill its social role in the rural areas and in the disaster relief. I hope, bache, it is very clear to all of you. Now you choose which topic you guys want to do. I'll pick up that topic only for all of you. Quickly, but do it in a quick way. We have to really run because the article we have to read it in the in-depth analysis we have to do. Chalo, quickly 1 or 2, just write 1, 2, 1, 2. So you should come up with 1, 2, 1, comma 2, 1, comma 2, 1, any one, put any one. Only one student, Kshitij, has replied, ma'am, it should be the second one. Rest others are, ma'am, jo bhi kara do chalega, nahi bhi karaoge to bhi chalega. Is it? Do you have the same sort of? कोई भी आ सकता है कुछ. चलो. So maximum people are going with the first one. Let's cover the first one then. Okay, perfect. So here and now, bacha, you will be reading here the Supreme Court verdict, Money Laundering Act, right? About you'll be reading about the Supreme Court's judgment on the Prevention of the Money Laundering Act. How the prevention of the Money Laundering Act, this fails to protect the personal liberty from the harsh provisions. This is what you will be understanding here. Take good 20 seconds to understand this particular paragraph from here till here. Quickly, 2-3 lines, 10 seconds. Do it quickly, fast. So PMLA, you all know that, Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Again, a GK question, general awareness question for all of you. PMLA, Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Quick, quick, quick. The Supreme Court's verdict upholding all the controversial provisions. So whatever controversial provisions are happening here, so all the provisions which are controversial, जो कि मुद्दा, जो विषय क्या है, जो मुद्दा है, what is that, what are controversial, बहुत ही ज़्यादा which is controversies, you know. I told you a Hindi word yesterday also. When you are in the controversies, you are so conspiracies are shadyants. I told you. Controversies are when you are getting into some and you're not able to come out. Controversies mein phas jana. It's like that. In Hindi, I can just convey you like this, right, guys? Okay, so I'll come up with the other word. Don't worry. So upholding all the controversial provisions, जो भी अभी मतलब विषय जो what is the मुद्दा, उस controversies की बात हो रही है, right? So of the Prevention of the Money Laundering Act PMLA falls short of judicial standards of the reviewing legislative actions. Now this says undergrinding every aspects of its analysis. Now see guys, it is written undergirding, right? Undergirding. Now the word mentioned here is every, and I told you every will always take up a singular verb with it. In yesterday's session only, when we were taking up the grammar series, I told you each and every they come up with this singular verb over here. And please understand how reading will impact your grammar here. How reading will impact every aspects of its, uska. It is not written every aspect of their. So its analysis is a belief. Now singular verb is here. Also it is written its. It is nowhere mentioned there. Clear guys? Any questions, any doubts to anyone? Bollywood controversies, yes. So I am not getting the exact Hindi word to explain you. It'll just click my mind. I'll get back to you. Don't worry. So is a belief that India's commitment to the international community on strengthening the domestic legal framework for combating the money laundering. Now what is combating? Combating means when you talk about battle, talk about fight, it's called combating. Is the speed okay? Or am I just being too fast? Please tell me, is the speed okay guys? So combating here would be, I'll write it here. When we talk about battle, when we talk about fight, right? Falls short of judicial standards of reviewing the legislative action. Undergirding every aspect of its analysis is a belief that India's commitment to the international community on strengthening the domestic legal framework for fighting money laundering is so inviolable. It's so inviolable that possible violations of fundamental rights can be downplayed. Now, what is inviolable? Anyone? मैम चेंज करके बाल की खाई रख देते हैं. What exactly is this? Yuvraj, what is this? What you have written? I could understand. Salwa, we were here. Money laundering is a inviolable, that possible violation. Okay. Inviolable here is untouchable. When I talk to you or tell you guys about intouchable things, I talk to you guys about absolute things. We learn combat words with the help of games and Mortal Kombat. Okay, great. So when untouchable and absolute, you can say something which is absolute. So talking about the money laundering case, how the domestic legal framework is probably battling for this, probably fighting for this money laundering acts, and how This is absolutely the possible violation of the fundamental rights that can be downplayed. Now next would be the judgment part, which we will be understanding from here. Chalo, perfect. Now you have good time to read from here till here. Perfect. Move forward quickly. Domestic nahi ho sakta. Unbreakable. Fighting. Very good. Excellent. This is by Neelam official. Excellent, Neelam. So controversial is some disputed. What just came to my mind is disputed here. Guys, I think you have stopped sharing the session, this English medium channel. See, regulatory bodies and SO started sharing the session. Neelam, Vishal, Gangwani, Princey, whosoever is here, kindly share the session. Bacha, this is very, very important. And I assure that I'll be sharing the PDFs with you. Why I have not shared yesterday's PDF is that we were doing a series and I thought series khatam hone ke baad, the moment the series is over, I'll be sharing the session. Of course, I'll be doing that. Don't worry about that. But please share the session. Make sure wherever a student is sitting, be it any part of the world, be it any, of course, any part of the world, means anywhere he or she is sitting pan India, please guys share the session with that student. Probably your one help, your one just click will change the life of a person, right? Please. And you all know theory of karma, right? If you help, you will help someone, probably you will be helped by someone at the time of need. Chalo, quickly. Shall I mark the words for you guys? Don't be so slow, yaar, please. You all know curb, menace. Keep up coming with the words. You have to write it. I'll be asking you guys now. Illicit. We have been doing these words. What else? Stringent framework. So, each is green color visible? Please let me know. I told you this word when we did this. I told you the trick also. Illicit, illegal. Ill. The word ill. Right? Hello, dance or song. What's your name? Please write your full name here. So, illicit is illegal. Word ill and ill, you can remember this with this particular word here. So, Vishal Gangwani, you will get it on the PDFs on the Telegram group. Somebody has mentioned it also over here. I can see in the comment section. Right? Clear? Anyone? Stringent? What do you mean by stringent here? Please write it here. Now, curbing you all know, menace you all know, menace is a danger here, right? Menace is a danger here. The law to curb the menace. Satish Chandra. Quite smiley, huh? You're quite smiley. Chalo, quickly come up. Curb, you all know na, the law to curb the menace, to limit or to control the danger. Since it is danger, to limit or control. So you can say limit or control. Clear, guys? Is the green color visible? Or shall I change the color of the pen? Perfect. हाँ जी, PDF मिल जाएगी विनय, जरूर मिलेगी, आप घबराएं मत, बिल्कुल मिलेगी PDF. So we shall see again comments are coming here, you can just check, right? Perfect. Is it clear to everyone, guys? Please say yes or no. We have to move forward. So stringent, which is very strict, which is very rigid, something which is very strict, very rigid. A stringent framework with the opposite departures from the routine. Chalo, shall we start reading? This says, bache, the judgment repeatedly invokes. Invokes means to provoke. This judgment, this repeatedly. PDF की बुकलेट बना के कमरे में सजाना है. सैम गुप्ता को, किसको? चलो, no problem. Please, guys, share the session. This is something which is very important. Very good, Neelam. Excellent, excellent. Now we are getting back. We're heading towards the reading part. Please be very aware. Please be very aware what grammar, which part of the speech, which rule is getting connected here. See, guys, I am doing my 101% to make sure सिर्फ vocabulary नहीं, not only the vocabulary, the meanings, how to relate the sentence, how to read the passage, some keywords and everything is very, very crystal clear to all of you. But for all these things, you have to be very, very patient, attentive and calm. You don't have to rush. Your patience, your calmness and your attentiveness, all these three things are required. Yes, I require all these three things from each one of you. Right? So when I say the judgment here repeatedly invokes the international commitment behind the Parliament's enactment of the laws. Parliament's passing of the laws means called enactment of the law to control the danger, to curb the menace. Enactment to curb the menace. Enactment of what? Enactment of the law. So passing of the laws to control the danger, to curb the menace of laundering of proceeds of the crime, which underscores has transnational consequences. Consequences are the results, some conclusions, some results, such as adversely impacting the financial systems. It is very clearly written here, adversely affecting what? Adversely impacting the financial systems and even the sovereignty of the countries. So consequences such as adversely affecting the financial systems and even the sovereignty of the countries. There is no doubt widespread international concern over the malefic effects of organized crime fueling the international narcotics trade and terrorisms. What do you understand till here? कुछ तो समझ आया होगा, guys. Yes, I have done that, Milan. I have done that. Clear, बच्चे? Clear, समझ में आता है? Now here this is saying जो भी judgment whichever judgment which was repeatedly provoking. So whichever judgment was repeatedly provoking the international commitment behind the Parliament's enactment. यहाँ तक तो I think everybody was okay. Till here, right? So there is no doubt in the widespread international concern over the malefic effects. Now, what do you understand by the word called malefic effects? Malefic effects means something which is, causing the harm or the destruction is called malefic. So something which is related to some harm or destruction. Clear. So this widespread international concern, this is related to the over the harm and the destruction effects of the organized crime, fueling what? Fueling the international narcotics trade and the terrorism. Fueling up the internationally, which is the narcotics trade and the terrorism. Now much of these activities are funded by the illicit money. So ज़्यादातर जो इनकी funding है, in such type of activities की funding है, वो कहाँ से होती है? वो होती है via some legal legal money generated from the crime, sorry, illegal money generated for the crime, because it's illicit. Illicit is, इसको याद करने का तरीका भी बहुत अच्छा है, ill and ill. So here this is ill, illicit, and the word here is illegal का ill. Clear. So बच्चे यहाँ पर the point, the way, the motto of making us understand the way in such a way is that of such activities. So much of these activities, they are funded by some illegal money. Illegal money which is generated from where? From the crime, from the laundered to look legitimate, the funneled into the financial bloodstream of the global and the domestic economies. Global, सारा पूरा globally जब बात होती है, universally बात हो रही है, globally बात हो रही है. ब्लैक को रेड ही यूज करा है बच्चा. आई एम यूजिंग द रेड कलर ओनली. ब्लैक इफ आई यूज, दिस विल मर्ज विद द स्लाइड. Clear guys to all of you till here? A stringent framework with the opposite departures. Now it is not opposite, it is apposite. Apposite means appropriate here. So I'll write it over here. Apposite means appropriate. Do you now understand the need of reading a newspaper? I have given my 200% here to explain you each and every word, each and every line, the comma, the full stop, the way we are doing it, everything is very clear here. Right guys, clear to everyone? So the stringent framework, now they are talking about the very rigid framework, very strict framework here, with the appropriate departures from the routine standards of criminal procedures may be justified in some circumstances. So in some of these other circumstances, they'll be justified. All of you please put a thumbs up that yes ma'am, this is clear to all of us. Okay, however, please read it. Are you aware of the word called, okay, infringements also, I believe you all are aware. Trademarks, copyrights, infringements. Forgery we did that day, you remember? Fraud, forgery, cheating. Forgery is what? Some falsification, some false documents, false things. Chalo, all of you are saying, ma'am, it is done. So this says, bache, however, the experience suggests that money laundering in the Indian context is linked, or it is seen as a byproduct of what? Of a host of both the grave and the routine offences that are appended to the act. So appended here means something which is added, something which is attached here is called appended. So something, when you talk about the word add or attached, right, to the act, such as a schedule. So these schedules, when you talk about these schedules, of course append is a verb here and appended is the past participle of that verb. So this is a verb which means to add or attach to the act such as the schedule. Now these schedules or predicate offences ought to be ideally limited to the grave offences such as the terrorism, narcotics, smuggling, corruption and some serious forms of evasion of taxes and duties. Clear to all of you? However, in the practice, a list contains offences such as fraud, forgery, deceiving, matlab cheating. So fraud, falsification of something, some false thing, some cheating, kidnapping and even the copyrights and the trademark infringements. When you start copying things. Kshitij is a kidnapper. Wow, what a statement. Zero attention over here to the article, but 100% attention to whatever chat is going there. For whom am I doing that? I could have read it in silence for myself. I could have chosen the easier article for you guys. The other article was quite easy. Why I chose this? Why I have chosen this article for you guys? For your understanding. Why I am doing just one word each for you guys? Please guys, grow up. The last few lines now. The Enforcement Directorate has also been manifestly selective in opening money laundering probes, rendering any citizens vulnerable to search, seizure. Now you all know these words, guys. Vulnerable is again search, seizure and arrest at the whim of the executive. Please read it first of all. Yes, Vishal. So whim you all know, a sudden urge you can say. Right. Some urge, some notion. Also called some impulse you can say. Seizure you all know here, seizure. Citizen vulnerable to search, seizure and arrest. Search, seizure and arrest means, seizure here means when you talk about capturing. Anything? Forgery also you know, false. We did it in my 1 p.m. session. This is why I say many things are interrelated. The 8 a.m. session, the 1 p.m. session, they all are interrelated guys. Again your clause test fillers, जब fill in the blanks आएंगे, options दिए रहेंगे, where will you find the options from if the meaning is not clear? Where will you get the answers from? So guys, 5 marks for your clause test, 5 marks for your fill in the blanks, 5 marks for your vocabulary, 5 marks for your reading comprehension, 20 marks are based on this. On these two sessions, your 20, and of course, this is something, clause test, fillers, vocabulary, reading comprehension, ये चारों ऐसी चीज है कि आपको सभी competitive exams में मिलेंगी, be it banking, be it SSC, be it any competitive exam. Yesterday there were students who were asking me, ma'am, is it really important for our NDA paper? Is it important for our CDS? Of course, CDS comprises of 100 questions in English, if you guys are aware. Right, SSC के लिए important है. So many questions were there to me in the session that ma'am, important भी है. Of course guys, किस पेपर में fill in the blanks नहीं आते, किस पेपर में para jumbles नहीं आते, किस पेपर में reading comprehension नहीं आता. So don't you think you'll be a better version of this if you attend the sessions very attentively? Please put a thumbs up. Why you are just sitting quiet now? Please put a thumbs up and make me aware. Am I saying anything wrong over here? Please guys tell me. Neelam, Vishal, Satish, Princey, Sam, Ashane, Kshitij, Nancy. Am I just saying these words for the sake of saying, or do I really mean this? I really mean this, and these are very appropriate things I'm telling you guys. Alright, so this is done. This is all for the day. Now see guys, please put one thumbs up to make me sure that how many of you have filled up your IBPS clerk paper. I am really looking forward to get an answer from each one of you. How many of you have filled the paper? which one is the IBPS clerk part? I really want to look up to your answers. So if in case you think you guys have filled up the paper and till now you have not given a thought to it कि कहाँ से पढ़ाई करें, कैसे पढ़े, which books to study from, which test series to study from, which course to buy or not to buy. So guys, your solution is here in with me. You will go on to Adda 24/7, जा करके एक बारी देखिए जरूर what is happening here, right? नो वर्ड्स, यू आर द बेस्ट मैम. अरे वाह, नैन्सी ने बोल के सारी बात ही खत्म कर दी. थैंक यू सो मच नैन्सी, बट यू हैव टू ऑल टेल मी दैट यस मैम यू आर राइट, बिकॉज सी गाइज आई एम सेइंग इट फॉर यू, आई एम डूइंग इट फॉर यू, एंड आई मीन इट फॉर यू गाइज. आई एम डूइंग इट फॉर योर सेक. You have to understand that, right? I would have chosen the easy article. I always give you the option which article do you want me to present here, right? So whichever is the tougher part, I would personally choose that to make you understand, because guys, again, this is the platform wherein you can learn, enhance everything, whatever you want, and then you can sit in the paper and take the exam. So here in Bachche, just go check. This is how I'll be teaching in the paid batches also, right from the basic to advanced. So whosoever is in my paid batch, this clerk batch is successfully running. We started 2 days back, that is on 27th of July. Still you have option to enroll in this batch, which is the full-fledged complete batch. आपका prelims और mains दोनों cover होगा. नहीं एनरोल किया है तो कर लें प्लीज, देख लें. ज़्यादा भारी अमाउंट नहीं है इसका. इट इज़ नॉट दैट heavy amount. It is a very pocket friendly. You will go on to view offers and just apply in one code. आपको जो डिस्काउंट मिलेगा गाइस, Y536 अप्लाई करके दो, डिस्काउंट भी बहुत बढ़िया है. 77% मीन्स 1500 रुपीज का कोर्स पड़ेगा फॉर 6 months. क्लियर गाइस? Yes, you can, Milan Sangha. Clear है guys? चलिए, to remember this code, and if in case you have any sort of doubts, test series available हैं बच्चे, book material, book sets available है, courses available है, right? Feedback लीजिए. There are students, tell them, message them personally, they will guide you. Yes, कैसा हो रहा है. Of course, from basic to advanced जाना है, और अगर selection करना है 2022 के एग्जाम में, तो प्लीज पुल अप योर सॉक्स. इट इज रियली हाई टाइम गाइज. अगर सोचना नहीं शुरू किया तो प्लीज सोचना शुरू करें. August is your exam. July is almost done now. It's almost completed. It's almost end. It's the end of the July. It's 20. You're standing on 29th of July today, right? Please guys, don't make things very easy, but don't think that things are easy, but make them easy. This is what my point was. All right guys, thank you so much. It was lovely meeting all of you, and I just tell all of you all these things to little motivate you guys. Don't take it other way at all. I'm your mentor, your faculty, Amrit Kaur. Would like to take a leave, and I'll catch you sharp at 11 AM. 11 AM एक series चल रही है 120 grammar rules की by Amrit Kaur. तो प्लीज उसमें जुड़ना ना भूलें. डू अटेंड द सेशन. ऑफ कोर्स आपके बेनिफिट्स के लिए ही ये सीरीज शुरू करी है मैंने. आई ऑलवेज ट्राई एंड प्लान समथिंग न्यू फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू. सो ऑल ऑफ यू गाइज, थैंक यू सो मच. डू पुट इन योर लवली ब्यूटीफुल कमेंट्स इन द कमेंट बॉक्स जब वीडियो ओवर हो जाता है, एट द एंड ऑफ द वीडियो. थैंक यू, एंड आई विल सी यू ऑल गाइज.